Welcome to Best of 2023, Well Aging and Skincare. Now, my dear friend Claudia Glows had the great idea of us just getting together and doing a chat so we can bring you even more favorites. So that's what we did. We Zoomed, we chatted, and we shared some of our favorite new discoveries of the year as well as some of our old favorites. We divided it into two videos. On Claudia's channel, we talk skincare and devices such as red light therapy and microcurrent, and of course, well-aging longevity supplements. And in this video, we talk more skincare, more devices, hair care, lots and lots of other goodies. I will link Claudia's video in the description box below, as well as all the products I'm talking about today, discount codes, everything is listed in the description box below, as usual. Now this is a bit of a longer video, so sit back, relax, grab a beverage, and I will put detailed timestamps in the description box so you can more easily find what you're looking for. Anyway, after you finish this video, please make sure to pay Claudia a visit. She is such a wealth of information and just a lovely person to spend time with. And with that, let's get into it.
So let's talk about moisturizers.
So I think now this was in my best of 2022, and it's still in my best of 2023, although they renamed it, and it's the Stratia Lipid Gold. It used to be called the Liquid Gold. This is loaded with ceramides and lipids and cholesterol. It's very, very simple, but it's very powerful in terms of moisturization and protecting that moisture barrier. So it is simply a very really lightweight moisturizer. Now, this is not quite rich enough for me to use as a standalone moisturizer. So I use this as a layering moisturizer, especially in the winter. Probably in the summer it is rich enough, but this is really, really very, very hydrating and moisturizing, and I very much love it. That is my second one. I used one last winter, and I'll use this winter. And then the other moisturizers that are permanently part of my routine, you've heard me talk about before. I love the Dermatology Peptide Night Cream. I use it as a night cream in the summer, as a day cream. Night cream in the summer, day cream in the winter. And in the winter, I use my Matte Hippie Triple C Night Cream as the night cream. This is richer, more emollient.
I have tried a ton of moisturizers this year.
Oh my gosh, I need to be more adventurous and trying more products.
But I do have a new discovery of 2023, and that is by Young Goose. And it is their care. And what's cool about this, it's quite innovative. So this has NAD precursors in it. It has NMN, it has NMN and NR. And like I said, I interviewed the founders of this company, and they weren't planning on making a skincare line. So they were very much into getting NAD injections to boost the NAD, which are very, very expensive. So they had some money, and they were trying to figure out how could we get a topical NAD that gets in systemically, that gets absorbed and then has a systemic benefit. And they realized it doesn't work because the skin loves NAD so much that it just holds on to it, and you don't really get a boost in your blood. So they shifted gears and came up with this. This was their first product. They have other ones now. So this has NAD precursors in it. Again, it has NR, it has NMN, it has resveratrol. I think they're redoing it right now. They're going to add spermidine, which is another well-known longevity supplement. So this company is interesting because they put a lot of the things you and I take as far as longevity supplements, and they put those ingredients in their skincare.
Interesting. I can't wait to watch the interview.
I've really been liking this moisturizer. It's really lovely. It's just a nice moisturizer. It doesn't really have a smell. Sinks in nice and easily. But the theory behind it, and they have some studies on it and some great before and after pictures. But the theory behind it is it feeds your skin the NAD that it needs for all the cellular processes. So therefore it can repair DNA more easily. It can, make collagen, elastin, and all of those things more easily. And then it has a bunch of antioxidants like resveratrol. I think it has some tetrahexylglycoscorbate in it. So it's really a cool, very innovative moisturizer. So this is my second one, actually. I've gone through one already. I've really been enjoying it. What else have you found in 2023 or before that you feel has made a difference as far as your well-aging longevity journey?
Agency, it's an online dermatology service. It gives me a customized tretinoin treatment cream. It's called the Future Formula, and it has 3 other actives. So there are 4 actives in each Future Formula, based on the person's individual needs. My Future Formula contains tretinoin 0.1%, azelaic acid, tranexamic acid, and niacinamide. This is a much more elegant formula than any of the other sort of standalone tretinoin creams that I've used. It's very, very silky. The other thing I love about it is one pump treats your entire face. And I always had a hard time determining what is a pea size. So a lot of times I'd over apply it and get some irritation. But this is very, very silky. It spreads beautifully over the face. And I love it. Now, my cousin here in upstate New York, she has rosacea, and she had a rosacea outbreak. And so I also received from agency the dark spot formula, which is how I get my hydroquinone. But you have to cycle on and off hydroquinone. So on my non-hydroquinone cycle every 2 months, my formula contains azelaic acid 10%, kojic acid 4%, resveratrol, and green tea. Anyway, my cousin had a rosacea flare up. Her cheeks were tomato red. And so I said, well, why don't you try my dark spot formula, which does not contain hydroquinone, but it has azelaic acid and all these really nice antioxidant, anti-inflammatories. She put it on in the evening, and in the morning, her redness was really significantly reduced. So and then she ordered it. And so she is now on agency. So I'm completely sold on agency. I'm getting 8 actives and 2 treatment creams. Talk about being able to simplify my skincare routine if I wanted to.
That's something I'm looking forward to when I move back to the US, is trying agency, because I can't get it here in France. But I do like that simplicity of having, because I would like to add some maybe azelaic acid or something else, but I don't want to have another product.
Right, so right.
I'm looking forward
for a while I had a tranexamic acid serum, and I used it up in about a month, and it was I don't know, $30 or $40. So I like that I'm getting 8 different actives in 2 different treatment creams. I think you're going to love it. So pretty soon you'll be back to the US.
I can't wait. Well, as far as tretinoin, what I have been loving, and I did discover that this year, is I always say Altrino, but no, it is Altrino. Altrino, yeah, it is called Altrino. This is a 0.05% tretinoin. It's prescription, like any tretinoin. But what's lovely about this one, in the past, I just used a generic one that I got over the counter in Italy, which is great too. But this one is so moisturizing. And I have overdone it and used maybe 3 pea size amounts because it is difficult to figure out what is a pea size. No irritation at all. So this contains glycerin and hyaluronic acid and something else. I forgot, some sort of fatty acid. I can't remember right now, but it's really, really beautiful. It's almost like a serum. So while I'm looking forward, see, it just sinks right in and is super hydrating. So while I'm looking forward to trying the agency, because I do like the addition of other products, this is something that has been working well for me all year. So this is definitely a great, you can get this in the United States as well. This is a great.
Altrino, I have heard of that. I have heard of that. One more comment on the agency. So my cousin also has been using tretinoin for quite a while. She uses 0.05 typically. And she has to be a little bit careful with it because of her rosacea. But when her rosacea is under control, she can tolerate it. At any rate, so she started on the agency again with the same 0.05. So the same strength. But she said that she felt like the agency 0.05 was gentler on her skin than the tretinoin prescription cream of the same strength, because I think it has the additional actives to help buffer the irritation. So yeah, similar kind of thing.
Tretinoin can actually be quite helpful for rosacea. And that's a lot of things people oftentimes are afraid of. I used to have rosacea. People think that those two don't go together, but it can actually be quite, because tretinoin is anti-inflammatory, not inflammatory. That's why it helps with acne. Acne is an inflammatory condition.
And as a person with rosacea, she has been prescribed tretinoin, so it's not contraindicated. So yeah.
And you can use tretinoin with glycolic acid, even in the same night. And that is why companies are coming out with something like this now, you know, that has a retinoid with a glycolic acid, because for the longest time, we also thought, no, you can't mix the two. In fact, they work together quite well, just like tretinoin with vitamin C. Sometimes people think you can't mix that either. Works really well. So I think there are so many, there's so much misunderstanding around retinoids, or retinoic acid in particular.
And all the combining of skincare can get so confusing because there's so much disagreement on what you combine with what. But
let's go away from skincare for a moment. What else have you found in 2023 that has really helped you with your well-aging, anti-aging journey?
Well, it's not new, but I do have an updated version of it. So I have been using the Sleep and Glow pillow for over 3 years now. Completely sold on it. It has helped me not only sleep on my back because of the way it's formed, you know, with the concave area for your head to rest, really good shoulder support. Also, even if I am sleeping on my side, it has a concave area that floats my face, so I don't get all these crazy scrunched up pillow lines, which actually ultimately can damage your skin and stay permanent, right? In fact, dermatologists can very often look at you and determine which side of your face you sleep on. But Sleep and Glow recently came out with this Sleep and Glow. It's a copper infused pillowcase. And so copper is really good for our skin and anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. So I've really been same pillow, different pillowcase. So I've really been enjoying that. I received that about 3 or 4 months ago in PR. So I'm loving that.
I got to try that. You know, I have the Sleep and Glow pillow, and I had the original one when it first came out, and I loved it. It was the best pillow I've ever had. And I talked about it in videos. And then they reformulated it.
The Omnia, right.
Yeah. Then they changed it into the Omnia. And I hated it. I was so mad. And I actually called them and I said, do you have any of the old ones available? Because I had to throw mine out because we lived in the moldy apartment. So we threw so many things out. And they said, no, we have none. I said, can you please look in your warehouses? I want one of the old ones. But they didn't have anyone anymore. So they sent me the Omnia. And I hated it because I was so used to the other one.
Yes.
So I didn't use it. In fact, I gave it away. And then I tried, I don't know how many other pillows. I tried a latex pillow and a regular pillow, and nothing really worked because I have that neck that I broke 14 years ago, and I have to have a good pillow. So I said, you know what, let me try the Omnia again. So I got a new one, and now I love it. It's been far enough removed from the first one. I don't notice the difference anymore. And I tried other ones that just didn't work. So now I think the Omnia is great. I still would prefer the first version. It was perfect. I don't know why they changed it. It still makes me mad. But the Omnia is, and you know, now I actually took, because it has that little layer at the bottom, right?
You took that out.
I took that out, and that makes all the difference. Yeah.
Yes. You know, I had the same thing. I loved the original pillow, and then they came out with the Omnia, and I did not like it either. I did not like it. In fact, I gave it to my aunt next door. She loved it. So I continued using my original pillow. But when they sent me the new copper, you know, the new pillow with the copper, now I love it. I don't know. But like you, I did take that extra panel out. I think that made a big difference. So
it does the trick. Like you said, it helps to sleep on your back. It really helps with my neck, because any other pillow, I wake up just my neck being so stiff.
Yeah.
And I do roll over to my side at night. And before that, I had actually a vertical line. No, it's not vertical, a diagonal line right here from under my eye from sleeping on my side. And I don't have that with that pillow because it has that dent. So it definitely helps as far as anti-aging as well.
Absolutely.
So let's see, we've talked about it, moisturizer. Do you use eye cream?
You know, I do. For so
that?
long, I said, don't bother with an eye cream. Don't bother with an eye cream. And then the older I get, you know, especially my under eyes get dry. And so I started using eye creams mostly in the morning as part of my makeup routine. Almost not even my skincare routine. I would pre-hydrate my under eyes with an eye cream before doing my makeup. And one that I've been using for a very long time, Sukiyaka Suhada Urea Eye Cream. Very affordable, very light, absorbs beautifully. But recently, Dermatology sent me their new HPR eye cream. Now, this has a new retinoid in it that is gentle enough for the eye area, and it has lots of other great skincare ingredients. So I've been using this at night, and I really, really do like it. You know, it's very lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy or greasy, but I feel good that I'm actually able to put a retinoid really very all around my eye. I do use my tretinoin on my orbital area and just below my eyebrow, but I feel like I can use this all over the eyelid and the under eye area. So I've only been using this for a few months, but I'm really, really, really enjoying it. How about you?
You know, I go back and forth on eye creams like you. Sometimes I think, why bother? I actually take my tretinoin all the way under my eyes.
Oh, you do?
I have done so for 4 years. I have zero irritation. I know some people are afraid that it causes dry eye. It doesn't for me. So I do feel I don't need an extra retinol eye cream, obviously. You know, I am noticing the crinkles under my eyes. So I have played around with different eye creams. But just like with the essences, I'm not very consistent with it. They'll be on my sink and then I put my sunscreen on and go, oh, got my eye cream again. Right. So I don't have one here that I would say best off because it's not something I'm that dedicated to. But let's talk about sunscreen.
Oh, gosh.
I know you and I have tried a lot of sunscreen.
Oh, my gosh. That's a hard one.
So I'll go first. I have tried, I don't think I'm exaggerating if I say I've tried 35 different sunscreens this year.
Yeah.
Because you and I try a lot of sunscreens for our sunscreen review. Yeah. And then I just recently got the Dr. Serum sunscreen. I have tried so many sunscreens. I am on the search of finding the perfect tinted mineral SPF. And it doesn't exist. Every time I buy one, I think, why did I spend money on this again? Because the color is just never quite right. And for me, I feel, because I'm not used to wearing makeup, I feel if I apply enough to get the SPF stated on the bottle, I look like I'm wearing makeup if it's a tinted sunscreen because it's just so much. So I've sort of given up on it, but I found 2 non-tinted that I love. One of them is the FAV. This is amazing. In fact, this is a Swedish sunscreen, so it's a little bit difficult to get in the US, but you can get it in the United States. But we went to Sweden for summer and I bought, let's see, I think I bought 8 of these because the expiration date was 26. So I figured I'm good.
Okay. Yeah.
This is amazing. This, in fact, Lab Muffin made a video on this, on all the studies that they have done on the sunscreen, as far as sweat resistancy, water resistancy. So they have even put people in a sauna for 2 hours with this on, and it only lost about 5% of its efficacy. So this is amazing. It's a foam, which at first I wasn't too wild about because I didn't know how to use it. But all you really do is this, and then you apply it. It gives a beautiful glow. In fact, that's what I have on my skin right now. I have not worn this in a sauna, but I have worn this when we hiked in Sweden. We hiked all over Sweden and sweated, and it doesn't run in your eyes. It stays on. My husband even went through one of these, and getting my husband to wear sunscreen is always a fight, but he loved this as well. So this is definitely one of my favorites.
Oh my gosh, I have to try that.
Yeah, especially for being active. And then another one I have really been loving is this one right here. This is the Aptosol. And this is a Korean sunscreen. And I've tried a ton of Korean sunscreens. I do like the Beauty of Joseon still. But I have noticed, depending on what I have underneath it, depending on the moisturizer I have underneath, it does leave a tiny bit of a white cast, the Beauty of Joseon. This one doesn't. This one, and I talk about applying it liberally. This sinks right in and doesn't leave any white cast. And it's also an SPF of 50 with a PA of 4+. So this is also amazing. So I go back and forth between these two because, like I said, I've almost given up on a tinted one. So these are definitely my finds for 2023.
We're both so into sunscreens. We both try so many sunscreens. I do have what I call a sunscreen wardrobe. Like you, however, I have really gotten away from tinted sunscreens. They just are too warm or too deep. So I've been really, really leaning much more into untinted sunscreens. As far as discoveries, best of 2023. So I don't want to downplay any of the sunscreens I've talked about in the past. I still love and use my Can Make Mermaid Sun Gel. I still love and use my DRMTLGY Broad Spectrum SPF 45, which is a untinted hybrid. And I tend to use those a lot, because they work so well under makeup. But as far as discoveries of 2023, this Naked Sundays, I'm going to have to put my glasses on. This Naked Sunday Collagen Glow 100% Mineral SPF 50 blew me away last summer. This is very water resistant. And this was also very surprising because it is quite thick. This is almost gone. It is really quite thick and it feels heavy when you apply it.
It's tinted, yeah?
Slightly. You know what? It's only tinted enough to reduce the whiteness. It does not leave it doesn't change the color of my skin. Once it's worked into the skin, it literally disappears. But it has this wonderful protective feeling on it. Once it works into the skin and dries down in about 10 minutes, it's so great under makeup. It's almost like a velvety primer and it almost diffuses and blurs lines and wrinkles. It's pretty magical. So whether you put makeup on over it or not, this was the sunscreen of choice for outdoor summer activities last summer. Loved it. Now I haven't used it as much in the winter because I don't really need that water resistance. As I go into the winter, the other sunscreen it's a sunscreen I actually changed my mind about. I think a year ago, I included in a sunscreen roundup the Jose Moran. How do you say that? Jose Moran.
Jose Moran. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about. It's her Argan Oil Moisturizer SPF 45. And it is, thick. I don't have it here. It's thick and oily. And I rated it very, very lowly in that video. And I said, well, I'll try it again in the winter when my skin is extra dry. So last January, 2023, my skin was parched. It was 20 below zero in Minnesota and I needed protection. So I used the Jose Moran and my skin drank it up. My skin loved it. It did not, once it set down, there was no white cast. It didn't leave any oily or greasy residue. So if you have super, super dry skin, that Jose Moran, it's 100% mineral. It's untinted. They have a tinted version, which I have not tried, but the reviews say it's very orange. So I'm not going to try it. So those are my top 2 SPF discoveries of 2023. But I have 5 to 7 SPFs that I sort of rotate through. So
that's good to actually find enough that you want to rotate through, because a few years ago, the choices were so limited. So
I know.
There are that many now that we actually want to rotate through. What else do you have as far as skincare? Anything lips, any masks, anything that you've discovered?
I do have 2 masks that are not new discoveries that I do love and use. One is the City Beauty Line Smoothing Hydro Mask. This is it's a cellulose mask, so it's not paper. It's like a spongy cellulose mask that just really adheres to your skin in a beautiful way. And it's incredibly
hydrating. It's like spa level hydration. And what I will do is on the evenings where I use my Drunk Elephant Sukari Baby Facial, I will follow it with this. And in the morning, my skin just feels and looks amazing. And then the other mask, it's the Skin Iceland. I put my glasses on. Skin Iceland Hydro Cool Firming Eye Gels. Now, these are eye gels that somehow do amazing things to reduce puffiness. They're hydrating, but I use them primarily if my eyes are puffy on any given morning. They adhere to the skin really well. And for somehow I'm not, whether it's the ingredients, because it sticks really well on my face without slipping, I will put the eye mask on and then just do some gentle massage, and this will just, and I put them in the refrigerator. It will take down any puffiness really dramatically. So those are my 2 masks that I really love and recommend. They're not new, but I love them. How about you?
Those sound good. I have a new discovery, and it's also by Young Goose, and it is the hyperbaric mask. This is also my second one. They sent me the first one, and then I purchased the second one. This is not cheap, unfortunately. But what I have been doing with this, and it's my favorite treatment, I think I told you about it, I use this with my zip. So rather than using a conductive gel, so this is sort of, and I don't want to waste it, but it's sort of like a jelly consistency. You just take 1 pump, and I put that all over my face, and then I use it with my zip. And I still have the original zip, so I made sure that it is conductive. It lit up, so I know it was conductive.
Okay.
So that way I don't use a conductive gel. And I feel that, and I talked to the founders about doing this, and they said that's a great idea because I'm driving the ingredients a bit deeper into the skin. Now they say you can also use this as a last step in your skincare routine at night. So sort of like
a sleeping mask.
Yeah, exactly. And I have been trying that. But again, I'm not that consistent because I keep forgetting about it. But this I've been really loving. Like I said, I repurchased it. This has a bunch of great ingredients. The ones that come to mind right now are marine algae, and it has a bunch of peptides. So whether I apply it as my last step at night, which I have done, and then you do wake up with glowing skin. But my favorite is really to use it with a zip.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I leave it on a little bit longer. I do my treatment and I leave it on for as long as I can. And my skin is just loving it. And then I have something strange, and that is this spot treatment right here. This actually came, I ordered the Naturium body lotion, which I love. And this came as a free product. And at first I gave it to my husband thinking, I'm not going to use this. And then the other day I wanted to make a video. And I woke up with not 1, but 2 pimples on my nose. And I hardly ever get pimples. And I thought, darn it, I can't film because I don't have any concealer or anything. It's just, I look like Rudolph with these 2 pimples. So I put this on. The next day, they were gone.
Wow.
This is my new favorite. I don't get breakouts very often, but I have had another one since. And I put this on, and again, within a day, it was almost gone. It's amazing. I have never had a pimple disappear that fast without any sort of irritation. So this is amazing. This is something I don't want to be without, just in case I get a breakout.
Well, that's awesome.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about as far as that?
Actually, yes. So I forgot about, I think there's two last skincare things I need to talk about. One is Oralift. That is a skincare device I tried in 2023, and it's amazing. It really is amazing. And I really put off doing a video on it for a very long time because it was really hard to wrap my mind around how and why it worked. But it is a mouth guard type device. You put in your mouth, and it trains you to hold your teeth a little bit apart rather than having your teeth touching. And because of this, it actually sort of realigns our facial shape and retrains our muscles. So I know you've talked about this before, but when we are young, we have a triangle of youth. And as we grow older and we lose volume and gravity, we get the pyramid of age.
It
Anyway,
reverses, yeah.
It reverses, it turns upside down. So I got some pretty amazing results from Oralift. I am loving it. I am completely convinced. I'm on my off cycle right now. But I feel like I want to do it for 4 months again, you know, but they say 1 month on, 4 months off. I don't know. I think it's pretty amazing. And I heard about it, of course, from you and Cher from Yoga's Girls World. I think it's an incredible device. Non-invasive.
Yeah.
Developed by a dentist. And yeah, thank you for that recommendation. I'm completely sold on it.
I agree with you. And I didn't even think about including it because I've been using it now for several years and it's just part of my routine. I'm on my off cycle right now too. But for me, it definitely has. Looking at my before pictures, my face was so square and it definitely has given me back some of that triangle of youth.
Just a little bit of an angle there, a little bit of a lengthening and a little bit of an angle. And the website has amazing before and after pictures.
Yeah.
So it's not just us, you know.
For me also, the benefits for the teeth. I talked about this in a recent video. I just went to Germany, you know, and I had 11 teeth replaced because I used to clench and grind so badly that my teeth were see-through and they were breaking. So I actually had veneers put on when we lived in France previously, but the person did such a poor job that I had to have them all replaced. But I wouldn't have felt comfortable spending $14,000 on replacing my teeth if I wouldn't have the Oralift, because now I don't grind anymore. And so I know that these teeth, I'm not going to destroy them again. And my dentist that put these in, he's like, are you sure you want to do this? Because if you haven't stopped grinding. And I said, no, but I don't grind anymore. So without the Oralift, I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have replaced my teeth. It's made a huge difference. And for me, getting the triangle of youth back is lovely. But when I wear it, it relaxes my whole body. Because for me, when I used to grind my teeth, that was a signal to my whole body, stress out. You know, it was that tucking the tail under. And so now I don't do that anymore. So it has helped me, just my whole nervous system, to let go a little bit, because it doesn't get that signal from my teeth. So it's made a huge difference, not just as far as, you know, aesthetics, but also in my well-being.
Yeah, well, you've been using it for years. I'm late to the game on it as usual, but I am completely sold. So I'm whoops, dropped something. So I'm really happy that I finally dove in and gave it a try. And I have one last skincare discovery, and this is a discovery of 2023. And I think it's going to be definitely one of my best discoveries of 2023. And it's body care. Now, I have never really taken the greatest care of my body skin. I just use, you know, drugstore body lotion, you know, really just nothing special. And as I'm getting older, I really did start to notice there's crepiness starting to happen and, you know, things I'm not really very happy about. So this is my third one. And again, dermatology, but it is their exfoliating body lotion. This has been such a huge game changer for my body skin. It has lactic acid and it has, you know, other humectants. It's probably primarily the exfoliation process. It just made my skin silky smooth. It is not irritating. It is moisturizing. But as we're getting into the winter months, usually in the winter, my skin is so flaky, no matter how much moisturizer I put on it, that I can see the flakes in my clothing. That's going to sound gross, but I can see the flakes in my clothing. I am not experiencing any of that. So this is my third one. The Dermatology Exfoliating Body Lotion has been transformative for my body skin. Not only the way it looks, but the way it feels. Love, love, love this. Okay.
What I have been doing is just using my body, and this is one I really love, by Naturium. So I've been using that, and I just put a little bit of my generic tretinoin and mix pea size, you know, for both arms, and then another pea size for my legs. And that's what I have been doing as far as anti-aging for the body. But I do need to try that dermatology. I think it's really nice to have an exfoliant for the body.
Yes, yes. Actually, Dermatology just came out with a retinol body lotion, which I haven't really tried yet, so I can't mention that. But yeah, that, because I used to use gloves and sponges trying to, scrape the dry skin off my body, but nothing has worked as effectively and as quickly as that. So,
but again, those alpha hydroxy acids, they don't just help with
yes.
exfoliation, they also help with collagen production, which the scrubbing doesn't do. It just exfoliates.
Yes. Yes.
And lactic acid is quite hydrating as well.
Yes. Yes.
So, I think as far as hair care, you and I love the same thing. I have it right here. I put it down here because I have it in the shower and it gets wet. But I have been using Haeille for 3 years now, 2 years. Every time, I try something else, just like with skincare, and we were on vacation and I didn't bring enough, so I purchased something else. And every time I do, I think, oh my gosh, this is the best hair product line there is.
I agree.
I have never, I have my hair bleaches naturally from the sun. Right now I have some highlights because there's not a lot of sun, but because it bleaches from the sun, it gets very dry. And then here we have very harsh water, so badly so that there's just built up all over my products in the shower. When we lived in Paris from 16 to 18, my hair was like straw. When we moved away from Paris, I had to cut it off because it was beyond repair. But this has made my hair just so manageable and soft and silky, even though it's the same water quality and everything. I really think this is the best that I have tried hair product line. So I use the volumizing shampoo and the volume conditioner, and I go back and forth between that and the mask. You love
exactly what I use. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I also use their spray, the volume spray.
Okay.
And also the leave-in conditioner. I like that too, to just sort of finish the hair. I just spray a little bit into my hands and use it to sort of, I don't know, as a hair, not oil, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm out of the shampoo and conditioner right now. And in the process of moving, I just didn't reorder it. So there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. I bought, I don't even know what I have in the shower, but I definitely have to get an order in for Haeille because there is a huge, huge difference. And I absolutely love it.
Really
and it lasts a long time too.
The shampoo lasts so long that I'm almost annoyed by it because it gets all crusty from my shower.
Right,
but I still have so much
hard water buildup. Yeah, yeah.
I have one more hair care item, sort of a anti-aging hair care item that I discovered this year, and that's the Colorsum Advanced Hair Care System. I get seasonal hair loss every year where I shed like crazy, but this made a big difference. Again, when it got hot here, started shedding like crazy. And every time, even though I know this happens every year and it stops in October, I still freak out over it. Every time when I see all my hair everywhere, I think, oh my God, I'm going to end up bald. And I started using it. And I think within 3 weeks, I noticed a big difference as far as I was still shedding more than normally, but I would say it cut it down by about half. So this is amazing. And even though now I don't have my seasonal hair loss anymore, because again, by October it stops, I still use this once a week. I didn't bring the stamp in, but you stamp it into your scalp. It comes with
it comes with a stamp. Yeah.
It comes with a stamp. I started using, and I wish I would have brought it in. I have brought it. I started using the Dr. Pen stamp because I want to stamp it. This one is adjustable. I want to stamp it in a bit deeper because the one that comes with it, I believe, is only 0.3, at the most 0.5 millimeters. So I use this and I go 1 millimeter and I use it once a week still. And I can definitely, while I'm not shedding anymore, I can see new growth and I can feel new growth. So this is definitely one of my favorite hair products of 2023.
I have it. Thanks to you. They did send it to me in PR. I used it once or twice, and because of my move, my cross-country move, and I just for the last 3 months, I've been not really in any one place. I was visiting in New York in the summer, and then I went back and packed up, blah, blah, blah. So I'm definitely pulling that out, and I am going to give it a try. And it's twice a week, right? To start with, twice a week.
To start with.
You stamp in and microneedle the growth serum. So I am really, really excited to give that a try. Thank you. Thank you for recommending that.
Yeah, be curious to see. Yeah, you do twice a week and then you go on a maintenance of once a week.
Yeah.
That's what I do now. Yeah.
That is on my agenda to start very, very soon.
What else do you have as far as anti-aging? I know I have three more products, actually.
Oh, go for it. I have to think about that a little bit. Go for it.
Well, one thing that I got in 2023 and that I do not ever want to be without, that I use almost daily, and I used it when you came to visit, is my portable sauna.
Yes.
I've always been a fan of sauna, having grown up in Europe. In Germany, we sauna quite a bit. And my dream was always, when we have a permanent house, which we don't know when that's going to be because we move every 2 years, but I always wanted a sauna in my house. But then actually I got an email from one of my viewers, and she talked about this portable sauna that she had, that she loved. And I did some research and thought this sounds really interesting. So I got that sauna. It's a full spectrum infrared portable sauna that has been life-changing. I mean, I love that sauna. I sit in it almost every night. My head is out, which I like because I don't have to wash my hair every single time. But since having that sauna, I did a deep dive into the benefits of sauna and I made a video on it. But the benefits are just incredible. From reducing the risk of dementia, Alzheimer's, heart disease by 50 to 60%, to it mimicking the effects of moderate aerobic exercise. So if somebody cannot exercise, but they still need a cardiovascular benefit from it, they can sit in a sauna. To it being beneficial for bone health, depression. It's incredible. I mean, if you really look into the studies that have been done on regular sauna bathing or heat exposure, it's incredible as far as the anti-aging longevity benefits. So I used to think of it just as, I'm sweating and I'm detoxing, but because of the heat shock proteins that are created when we're sitting in the sauna, it's that whole principle of hormesis, stressing the body just enough so it has to adapt and get stronger. And thereby you can help prevent these age-related diseases. So that's something you have to look at.
Sounds amazing.
It's amazing. And the sauna is light. I mean, we have, we've been in several different hotels and temporary housing, and then this apartment when we had to.
And you have it set up in your workout room.
I have it set up in my workout room.
It's not hooked up to water?
No, it's you just plug it into the wall, and it has, just like you have that LED panel, it has several LED panels inside. So it's full spectrum LED, and it heats up to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, but you don't have to go that high. And it's like a little tent, you zip it up and you sit in there. And I did a lot of research because first I looked on Amazon, and you can get these saunas for $150. And I thought, what's the difference between that and my $1,000 one? But, you have to think about you heating up this material, right? So, of course, you don't want it to off-gas, and you're sitting in there trying to do something for your health, and now you're off-gassing some sort of chemical. And you do want it to be full spectrum infrared. You don't want it to just be some heater blasting you, because the infrared has other benefits aside from heating the body. So, it's incredible. I absolutely love it. And then one more thing, I've talked about this 1,000 times. This is the Revive Lash Serum.
Yes.
You have that as well, right?
I do, yes.
Is it working for you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I'll let you. Yes. I actually brought it over here, but I have so many things here. Yes, that's one of mine too. So go ahead. So
I naturally have long lashes, but I never had a curl. You have such a beautiful curl. And I think it was you or somebody else that said that from a lash serum, you can get a curl as well. So I got a prostaglandin serum, not realizing it had prostaglandins in it. And it burned and it itched and it discolored my eyes. And I started looking into prostaglandins and realizing that they have all kinds of side effects. But I really wanted that little curl. And the prostaglandin serum did give me a bit of that. And it did give me even longer lashes. So I went online and I researched prostaglandin-free lash serums that actually work. This wonderful person on Reddit had this complete breakdown of all the ingredients to look for and mentioned some serums that have them. This was one of them. This just happened to be the one I purchased. And oh my gosh, I still don't have the curl, but my lashes have gotten so incredibly long. Your lashes are
crazy.
This is just peptides and growth factors. Has 0 side effects. I don't get any burning, stinging, no discoloration. I've also started using it on my brows, which of course I overplucked in the 90s like everybody else. And they are growing back. So this is amazing. this I don't want to be without. I think I'm on my third one. I ordered 3 extras just in case when we're moving, just in case I would run out of it. So this is definitely something that I have discovered in 2023, and I'm glad I have.
I 100% agree. And it is a discovery in 2023. Thanks to you. I have been using Revitalash lash growth serum for 3 or 4 years, and it works. It gave me length and volume and curl, and I was completely hooked and loved it. It does have the prostaglandins. I didn't have any side effects from the prostaglandins. But, you know, so many people are concerned about the prostaglandins. And based on the results you got, I purchased the Revive Lash, and I did an experiment. So 3 months now, Revitalash on the right, Revive Lash on the left. They work. It works just as well. It works just as well. And I will say this. I was using the Revitalash, both the lash and the eyebrow growth serum on my brows. It didn't do anything. The Revive Lash and Brow Serum on my brow is definitely giving me more brows. So I am 100% completely sold on the Revive Lash, not only because it's, you know, doesn't have the prostaglandins, it's less expensive by about 30%.
And it has a lot more in it. I think this is 7 ml versus normally the lash serums are like 3 ml.
Yeah, so, no, I'm completely sold. So once again, thank you for your recommendation. It's definitely one of my top favorite discoveries of 2023 as well.
Good, I'm glad. Is there anything else you have discovered or anything else you want to share?
Nothing that I can think. Well, I do want to talk about one more thing, and I talked about this recently, but you know, I purchased this Tatcha Ritual Starter Set because, you know, Tatcha is a high-end line, and I have tried their sunscreen, which I did enjoy. Anyway, they have these little starter sets, one for dry skin, one for oily skin, one for sensitive skin, and it's just a really fun way to try a skincare line. There's 5 products in here. There's an oil cleanser, there's an essence, there's a moisturizer. So I've been really enjoying just playing around with this. And so I do want to try some new skincare using these little starter sets that I think Peach and Lily has one. It's really fun. This is how I try products.
No, but that's a great idea. That's, you know, somebody talked about this skincare line and I had to have it. And rather than just buying 1 item of it, I purchased 4 items, not knowing whether I like it or not. My skin hates it. From the first time putting it on, it started burning and tingling, and I tried it 3 nights in a row, and my skin said, nope, absolutely not. So I could kick myself because I paid full price for those big containers. So this is a great way to try skincare.
Yes, a little starter kit. Yeah, it is a great way.
Anyway,
I think that's all I have. I have so many things in front of me. I think we covered it. It was really fun.
I know
a lot.
I know that was a lot. But again, none of these things are necessary. They are fun to have. You and I, this is our passion. We love to play with these sort of things. But we don't want anybody thinking you have to go out and buy these things. Again, sunscreen and maybe a retinoid is really all you need for the skin. And any of the other things we talked about, you know, they can help with well-aging, they can help with quality of life, but everybody's different and something might work for one and not the other. So don't think you have to jump out there and buy a full body red light panel and a sauna and this and that. You know? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
See what it is that you want to improve as far as well-aging, longevity. Do some research, you know, dive into it slowly.
Yeah, a little at a time.
Well, thank you so much for doing this with me. This was really fun.
I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please remember to throw it a thumbs up, and please make sure to pay Claudia a visit and give her my love. And please share your favorites. I love the sharing that goes on in the comment box. And with that, have yourself a great day, a wonderful week, and I hope you are having a very happy holiday season.